And Rising, we are back to for sure everyday recordings. My computer had got a little full, but I do have all the previous recordings in my computer and going to be uploading today. Really quick, we're going to do a quick analysis. We had CPI data about an hour ago, and then we have FOMC at 1. So just to kind of show you guys like the bias for today is, take it easy, right? We've won the last 2 days in a row. Dollar index at that release, found a lot of weakness. Very, very, very dramatic fall here, which looks really, really good. What we anticipated on that weekly. If we couldn't get above this last up candle and we were seeing prices reject off that 104.50, it was either we're going to go make a higher high weekly or we were going to start breaking down into this 103, 104, 103.50 area. Now, as you can see, there's equal lows here at the 104 level. What I want to see today is, are they going to clear those? And at the same time, what kind of price action will be created on Euro USD? We did fill the gap. We talked about that. We talked about gold. Gold played out really well. So I really want to see if Euro USD can go all the way back up to 1.9 and touch those equal highs. Great place to exit. It could keep going. Who knows, right? Because we are in a market where dollar, I think, could start getting bearish. So anytime that we see things like this, obviously we're going to do the opposite. So if dollar is going down, anything XXX USD or our futures market, we most likely want to buy. Now, the one thing about this today is they could come down to these lows, either take them and then present, price to rally up, or they'll hold this level during New York. And then, we're very overextended and overbought on the futures market. So I could see us, pulling back just a little bit today. So just looking for an A to B type situation, capitalization type trade. And then like I said, when you look at, the intraday time, we look at higher time converters, we're super inflated to the upside. Dow, really making its way out of that daily area that we've been, identifying. Let me change that really quick because I think I did that yesterday on accident. Okay, so kind of like that. Okay, so that's the area we were looking at, and then ever since then we've had really, really good price action to, play out of that area. So I like that area to continue. We'll see, but I would anticipate some pullback before because we never still taken all-time highs. We got about 2 minutes. Looking at like intraday 4 hour here. Like I said, we're just super extended. So if I'm going to take a trade back down to somewhere, it's going to be whole levels or points of interest. So looking at all three across the 1 hour here really quickly. Same thing. So let's get ready to snipe here. I'll take you guys over to the snipe window. And make sure you went through your trader's constitution, set up your mental framework, and let's have a great day. Okay, so we've got all this set up here. We got Top Step playing a little bit here on the side. Going to be watching some NVIDIA, kind of see how that rocks when it opens. And yeah, so let me see here. What do we have? Oh, 1 hour here. Okay, so let's stay focused. We got about 1 minute until it's time to rock. So one of the things that really matters to me too is going to be that news price. So I do want that to show up on all of them. So 7:30. Um, this is news price. So we're going to mark it as yellow. So we're just identifying that, like I said, that price level where news came up. Because if we do end up finding shorts down, we would want to find them down to that area. So lock in. Let's get it. So we did have obviously Nvidia gap up quite a bit, so and take those highs and showing strength. So I'm going to be really focused just on price action today. We are getting that push below New York Open. So if price was to come back above or to it, that'd probably be the area. But I don't trust this price right here, so I'm going to be very patient and watch that first 5 minute close. Now ES is moving relatively well, I would say. All when you look at all three. So we'll see what we get today. Okay, so watching the other two, I kind of like how the price looks here coming back up to the open. So like I'm going to be looking at this here really quickly. All right, two stop losses are going to be in this area, 19,434. Just kind of looking at. I'm not really for sure taking this area. I'd like a little bit more 134. I would like a lot more to see on this, to be honest. But so currently price is above New York Open, so I want to keep identifying that as well when that's actually a thing. So currently price is above NYC Open and showing still, pretty good signs of strength. So I don't want to frame up anything yet until I get something outside of that. But looking at the other two, ES looks really clean when you look at a 15-5 and you play the price action structure, but just being patient. Okay, so we'll see what that first 5 minute close looks like. If they keep rallying the price up to the upside, then I'll be patient because we're at all-time highs. I mean, I don't want to personally try to force my way in. You do have Nvidia just screaming 124 now. Dollar index, let's take a look here really quick. It's falling for those lows. So looking at all three, like I said, I don't really see anything right now that would just give me like the idea unless they create the formation around here somewhere. So I am good on that right now. And then I do want to focus on this half level 19,450, just to have an idea that price level is right there. So as of right now, first 5 minute close looking like it's getting ready to close pretty strong. You do have YM just taking a dump from 39.2. And ES looks pretty good. So maybe they're forcing people out here on NQ. You got dollar index falling dramatically. So let me pull that up here. So there's nothing that's clear to me that I'd want to take. So I'm just being patient here and watching dollar still sink. So we did first 5 minute close was strong. So I want to watch how price formulates in this area now. Does it go back below and come up? Give me a chance. Like, what's it going to do? Okay, so being patient here, watching. You do have the other two showing a little bit of weakness, but like I said, dollar is very, very bearish. So I'm being quite patient here, and then remembering that we also have um so this could be one of those dragged out type of days where they try to drag it out till the FOMC. So I really want to see like some 5 minute, 15-minute signals. Um, I like this area, how it's kind of building up with the stop being at the high here. So just knowing that high, 19,437 3/4. Pretty good price there, but just nothing that's just super clear. So I'm just gonna be a little bit more patient here. Nvidia still looking pretty strong from that New York Open, so um, yeah, I like how it's kind of breaking down and not finding that way higher. But we'll see. ES still showing weakness under New York Open right now, so and so is YM, so it's pretty interesting. Tesla showing a lot of strength. Apple very bullish as well. So um, just being patient here. No signs of weakness on NQ to me. I mean, it's just looking more bully. Okay, so we're going into 8:35, 8:40 close, and to me, it looks like that 5 minute is really, really strong. There's really no signs of weakness since the open. No pullbacks below New York Open, so there wouldn't really be for me personally, an entry to buy. Now, as soon as they take the highs of the market, 19,458, potentially we'll be finding some kind of distribution, right? Because we're at all-time highs, but we just want to really be waiting for that signal. Uh, So 5 minute close, another 5 minute close strong, right? It only takes 3 5 minute candles to make a 15-minute candle. So I'm really gonna be focused on this area here as they try to break out of the high in the range. So after that big fall, I see DXY maybe holding 104 a little bit today, and printing back above 104.60, 104.70. That's a potential. Um, but we'll see. We're pushing all-time highs, or not all-time highs. Yeah, we're pushing all-time highs again on NQs. This is just crazy. Um, okay, so we have all-time highs about to load. So write this down really quick. So so now we're in the 840 to 845 candle. So this is our newest, reference point, and then we're gonna have a 15-minute close here soon, as well. And so that first 15-minute candle will be key. Did we take those highs? That'll be another key. All right, we're gonna play right above or below the level. We're already printing above 19,450. So ES starting to show some strength. YM still showing a little bit of weakness from New York Open. So, and those dailies on our weeklies on YM look like they could extend up to like the 39.6s back to 40,000. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, let's see here. Price is just booming. Being patient here though. Tesla's booming, Apple's booming, Nvidia, right? Obviously is booming. Let's take a look over here. Okay, so MQ is still screaming, ES making new highs. So let's see if that's new all-time highs. Yeah, so we're just screaming higher right now. You don't. So, but you could if you broke it down the micros or something like that too, but you know. I would say when that did open, you have the dump and then the engulfing, and then you have to take that tap. But that's a 30-point risk, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't have done that, especially being at the high of the range after we've already exploded up at news. Good. So this is starting to turn into more of a target area today if it does sell back off. I'll mark this. If we start to break down, like as of right now, we're coming into this 15-minute close really, really strong. So the first 15 minutes in New York is very explosive at the high of the range. So NQ and ES are just running. I mean, this is, in my career of doing this, I haven't really seen, this much running. I mean, the markets are just running, which, it's fine. It's part of how it works, but it's crazy to see. The price is extremely bullish. I mean, they're really working them right here. And let's look here. Dollar still printing below 104.50. So good close on all three, 15-minute close. So now I really want to focus in here. As price has made the strong up candle 15-minute, 5-minute close higher. So now I would be attempting to look for a signal potentially, if it ever comes. But I mean, we might just reach for 19.5 here, it looks like, which is crazy. Let me go ahead and mark this too. 19,500. Okay, so we've already moved 100 points just from New York Open, which is pretty fire, not gonna lie. So now a lot of liquidity is at the news, a lot of liquidity is at New York Open. So even if we were to trace, I would say back into somewhere like this, the 350s, that would be like an area potential that I would like if it starts to break down. 19 350s. Okay. kind of a good area, I think, personally, to be looking at. If we were to get a entry above somewhere up here and to fall back into 50% of the inefficiency, this expansion candle, then that'd be a good trade. Okay, so I'm just watching this next 5 minute close, right? That makes up the 8:15, 8:45 to 9 candle. Seeing if we see anything. But we are very overextended. Nvidia, still finding, let's see here, finding a lot of strength. Wow, that's crazy. And just running and pushing up. So then taking a look at dollar index, I think we're below that 140 level still, 104, 104.40 is where we're sitting at right now. So just really want to see this reaction at 104.50. Are we going to go ahead and slip 104 and break, or what are we going to do? Right now, still waiting here. YM still showing quite a bit of bearishness from the New York Open. So okay, so want to see if price can play above or below a whole level. And so if it starts to break down right below 19.5, we may be able to find something to attack back down to 19.350 at minimum. And then I would really like 19.300 target area. So gonna be framing this up, watching this 5 minute close here. And I do kind of want to just kind of frame up from the high in case it does start to kind of work out here. Not taking anything. There's not even a confirmation on a 1 minute yet, but if it starts to break down, I want to know that high 19,494. All right, 14, excuse me, 19,494. 494, and then what's the exact to the 0.50? Okay, and then take profits are going to be 350s. I would say 300, and then we'll break it down between there. If it was to work out, like right now, I'm not taking the trade. I'm just literally framing up the potential, which it's already getting ready to go take all-time highs. So just cancel that for right now and wait. And we're gonna be patient here. 5 minute close, getting ready to load. All right. And I've had 1, 2, 3, almost 4 candles close bullish since New York Open. So not seeing anything that would make me get in personally. We moved a full 100 points since New York, so that's pretty crazy. And 5 minute is just still eating alive. You have ES also showing quite a bit of strength. So, and then you have YM being the one that's kind of like toppling over since New York Open. So let them keep, this was a great buy because I like to buy better than sell. Let price keep capitulating, right? Let price keep doing that until it gives you a sign of, buyers coming into the marketplace. But I mean, damn, we're already at 19,500. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark, which is kind of crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and mark 19,550 just in case I don't have to focus on it here later. That's pretty crazy. 19,550. Okay, so let's see here. I like this area, right? How it's rejecting at 19.5. So I'm going to kind of frame up a little bit here. Nope, no signal still. We're still no sign of weakness, to be honest. So we're just kind of having to be very patient. Okay, that's what I like to see, that type of area. So let's kind of watch that. If they can start breaking down there. Stop loss 504.75. 504.75. Take profits 300. 300. Okay. 5 minutes still showing quite a bit of strength. So I would want to see like a 1 minute breakdown to start framing up the open of this candle. So like right now it's not, it's still showing quite a bit of strength. So if it becomes invalid, which it'll show right here, then we'll move that. But until then, we'll just kind of wait and be patient. ES showing strength. NVIDIA. Oh, that's the type of price action I like to see at the whole level. NVIDIA kind of showing the same type of weakness right here. So we'll see what we get here. And I'd want to see a little bit more on this 5 minute, to be honest, like 50%, like right in here. So if it can break that 1 minute candle and then pop back into the area, I'd probably want to take something like that. So YM's the only one that's really just showing that bearishness from that New York Open still. Hasn't shown any signs of strength since. So maybe they just pushed out more people who were trying to short the highs here. So I do really like that area, to be honest. But I want a location of the 5 minute, so I need a little bit more. So like that, and then any pullbacks back up, I would probably take because it's 50% of that candle. So we'll watch this 5 minute close. Starting to see some weakness on ES as well. So let's see what we get here. See if we can get this. So yeah, I want to see how this 5 minute closes. So right there is not a bad spot. You're getting 50% of the 5 minute candle. The risk is about 20 points. So I'm willing to risk this and maybe one more trade today. It might be a little aggressive, but we'll see here soon. And they're very bullish, so I mean, we'll see if they just rally this out fairly quickly. Like I said, I only will take like one other trade.
maybe something of interest, but in the larger response rate to that. Otherwise, we're just looking at nothing until the inventory is actually out. We get focus on when you can pull more that's your initiative to come to the wild world.
So just kind of watching this area to see what we get. They might top ticket and just push up everything out. We didn't get the 5 minute close lower, so you know that's part of it. ES screaming higher, so YM still showing the weakness from New York. So I mean, if we turn around for some reason here at 19.5, right? Then cool, but I think it's gonna push on through one more time. But if we can go, I'd say 2 or 3x in profit here, like we push the 14 or 19,450 kind of quick, I may cover the position just because depending on how the 5 minute closes. Yeah, still finding quite a bit of strength to that upside. Check Nvidia here. Nvidia is still pretty strong, so we can keep printing below 19.5, there may be a chance that we at least reach down 50, 60 points though back to New York Open. Or I guess it'd be 100 points back to New York Open, so it's pretty fire. So, So I like my entry. A lot of people are entering at 494, and I'm in at 19,404. Or no, I'm in a little bit lower than that. But I like my 5 minute location. So we can start closing this 5 minute candle lower than that open of this candle. So basically, if we can close lower than this, I think we'll attack this wick pretty quick. It should be really nice. But we want to keep seeing price break down here on that 1 minute, not showing any more signs close to 19.5. YM still showing that weakness. And then Nvidia, not showing crazy strength, but we are at that 125 level. So I think we could get that slip under this wick, possibly into the 360s, but I want to be patient. So this will be the 9 a.m. close too. So we'll see what we get here. They're all bullish closes right now, so they might just open up more bullish. Who knows? The 5 minute close, you would want to see below, like I said, the open. So if they can push now and push away from 19.5, I think and go below 19,450, we will have a chance for sure on this setup. But they're still kind of crunched over here to where I need to see the structure break on technicals before I would get excited about it. YM's dumping since New York Open, so that's pretty solid of a dump right now. And then ES is starting to topple over a little bit, so we might be able to get this 14,950. This would be crazy. Good 15-minute, 50% entry and 5 potential. And so we're looking for like a slip of like 100 points. we'll cover some of the position if we can go into, like I said, below 19,450. I'll probably cover half the position, depending on the velocity of the candles and how they're falling or pulling. That 15 looks like M5 looks like they want to go higher, so I just don't like that price. They want to pop it one more time, I feel like. The 15 minutes look pretty strong on all three, or excuse me, on NQ and ES. We're just having to see what's going to happen at this whole level. Can price, especially on that 1 minute, if it's going to close back above it, it's going to go higher. But if it can keep rejecting and get some good pushes away, then there's a good chance it may not. But that type of close is not great. It's already showing. There's no signs of weakness right now. I mean, that I can see, especially on the 5 minute. Just get that push, a fast push down would be great. I said I'm gonna cover half that position. 486 minus 40. To me, it's really going to come down to like these 5 minute closers. If it's closing above like it is right now, then it's going to push on through. If it can reject 19.5, then we may have a chance and not have to play another situation, but it's not looking good. ES showing signs of strength on the 15, so just not really seeing it right here. They're not closing above that 19.5, which is good, but they're just right on it. But like I said, you want to play above or below, so I'm just kind of like that's why I anticipated a move here potential. Let's see how this 5 minute closes. See if it can push away here, or just push on through. YM still finding quite a bit of weakness. No strength on YM still. Still looking pretty weak there. Back to market open, which is about 150 points away. 5 minute close below the level. Closed higher high though, so that's a sign of strength. So if that 15 minute can go below where the entry is, right, and the open of that last 5 minute candle, this might mitigate down to, I'd say 19,370 is possible, but we would need that 5 minute to reject 19.5 here and actually get weak. ES 15 minutes still looking pretty strong. YM is dripping. So you have Dow, or excuse me, Dow, YM, whatever you want to call it, falling really quickly. So maybe we're going to get that same situation here under 19.5 to be able to at least cover some of this position. So getting back to this inefficiency here makes a lot of sense to me. Right here. All right, that makes a lot of sense to me because of how they didn't let people in after that tap and go. So even if they can come back to that area, that'd be really nice, the 400s. But that 5-minute price has made a higher high. So unless it closes this next 5-minute candle under this open, the signs of weakness aren't in. So really focus on these next 2 minutes to see if we can get that breakdown to 19,450 and we can reduce our risk before price going higher. Potential. Taking a look at NVIDIA, we look here really fast, really strong still on 15. So we may not be done going higher. We shall see. Mm-hmm. So my mind is focused on what this 5-minute candle formation is about to look like. And our swing low is here, and our basically our swing high is, let's say, 19.5. So if you were to fib the area, right, from there to there, you can anticipate a move back to that 50%, which would be fire. If it worked out, but it's just not, it's closed higher highs. Until you get that technical right here, lower low, then right now it's still like not doing what we want. But maybe we'll get a good 5-minute close here for 9-10. Just feel like there's a lot of buy stops that are building. -86 minus 68. So I like how that 5-minute price looks, right? Especially with that close getting ready to be. So I think we can make our way back down to New York Open potential. Okay, so we're watching here. Let's see if we can get what we want to see. 5-minute close. If we can start breaking down, we may break down to New York Open. Possibly. Close was pretty good, bearish close. So that could, when I look at scoops, put me in a position today where this was your previous low. This is like your new high. And if price can, just for this range, let's look at it like this. If it can even go below that 50%, that's really good. So we'll kind of be watching that area here. If I can move, I think it was what? 100 to 80 points today would be really nice. So really trying to see what this 5-minute location, if it's good, and then if this 15-minute location works, it's going to close below here first, right? But it hasn't made any real true signs that it wants to go lower before higher yet, right? Those are good signals, but it's not like it's all crunched, right over here. So we may or may not, but YM is falling really quickly. So they may want to run the highs out of all these buy stops here first at 19.5, which, like I said, I would be willing to play another position today if that happens, but it just looks like that's what they want to do. They're making it difficult here. And they're dragging YM to the ground, so. And you have Nvidia flying right now, so. So we're not seeing what we want to see here, I would say. That close like that going into 9:15 is not showing me like what I want to see. Now we're closing back at 19,500, so it's just they're relentless right now. They're not wanting to go lower yet, so. So we could just break down one more time on the 5. Like from here, I would literally, like I said, cover half the position. But right now, it's a probability. I'm just accepting the risk. Okay, so 9:15 close. Let's see what we get here. No 5-minute weakness as of right now. I still got a few minutes before the close. Price is still closing below 19.5. It hasn't really peaked above yet. But I believe if it does, it'll blast. Like it would blast up like 20, 30 handles fast. Price kind of peaked above that 19.5, like it opened above there, so that's not a good sign for the trade. So we lost that trade right there at 9:15, pretty much on the dot. So I'll look for one more setup for New York. But as of right now, I mean, um, they're really just pushing the price. It's just going crazy. So I'm gonna be patient here. Mm. Okay, I'm gonna take some notes here really quick. 8:55 to 9. Okay, so looking at the price here, I'm gonna keep focusing. All right, now this isn't the right time for me personally to want to take trades. I'll look more around like 925, 930s. Um, but if I don't see something probably going into like 10, obviously latest 11 today, then I'll have to chalk it up. But I'm only gonna take one more setup. I'm on a pretty phenomenal week, so I don't want to give back any extra. That was a right around my predetermined daily loss. So like I said, one more trade for around $400 risk, $600 risk, and that'll be it for me today. Now, if it hits though and goes in my favor, then great, and I'll probably be done for the week. So um, now sometimes, like I said, these do kind of gear up, but I'm not going to take 1 minute signals. I'm going to wait for 5 minute, 15 minute structure. But we have skyrocketed up. It's just crazy. If you look at since the open of the day, I mean, we've been obviously since here. This is the open of the day. All right, we've been very bullish. All right, so I'm actually going to start marking this with the color that we're representing. So we've had a bullish day so far. We've had bullish New York session, and so I will be looking to attempt some of these areas. A 1 minute mitigation usually is a 5 minute wick, so I do want to kind of watch this 920 time because a lot of times, you could put your risk at 524 and be getting great areas, but the 5 minute location you want to be is good as well. So I'd really like price to break and then come back potentially, but I do like how it's kind of forming right here as well. Just taking a look here at dollar index, very bearish and having a hard time closing above that 104.50 level with those equal lows right at 104 key level. So the likelihood of them getting there is still pretty good, I think. So no 5 minute weakness, really at all since New York. No structure break at all, right? And 15 minute higher opens and higher closes. So well, now so I just look down at my phone. Nasdaq is pushing up to 19,550 already. So I mean, just this week we went from market open was 19,025. So we went 500 points this week already. Yes, screaming higher as well. The only one kind of pulling back is YM, um, which I would be buying the lagger personally, but just depends in the right area. It looks really bearish too. Looks like it take the daily low. So Mhm. If you guys hear snoring, it's my dog in the background. She's locked in back there. So we'll see how this 15 minute closes for 9:30. ES finding more strength. Just pushed up to 54.50. So it's up another level as well. Yeah, so 54.50, we just broke that. So we're all not, I think that, yeah, that's all time highs too for sure there. Getting ready to break 19,550 here in Q. So, I mean, we've already pushed almost 150 points since New York Open, not even since the news. So if you're in since the news, kudos to you because that's a banger. Dollar index finding more weakness on 104.50. So so they're still extending up. Okay, so we're still just going crazy. I'm looking at some higher time frames here. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, the way this push looks on the daily is insane. It's the biggest push I've ever seen. Wow, so we're still rallying. Wow, we just went up another um okay, so this is kind of the area, the half level I can anticipate maybe. I mean, we went up 150 points since New York Open. We have a 5 minute reference point candle. So we can get a close below it. Maybe we'll take one more trade in this area. Um, but the timing right now, to me, we still are making 5 minute open, 5 minute closes with no breaker structure. So let me write some notes here. So I do like this area here, how it's kind of building up. And so that was an engulfing in that area too. So I'll do want to frame up at least something here. Let's see here. Um, Stop loss is going to be 544, 544.75. And then we're looking for like 400. We're not even looking for 300 anymore. We're looking for, wow, really 450 would be good. 400. Do 400 here. Now, looking at this area, trying to see, I don't want to get caught in that area where it's going to do that same thing it did before. So I'd like to see some 5 minute weakness as well. Taking a look at NVIDIA. Um, Starting to show a little bit of weakness finally. So we'll see here. So really still nothing that's just super solid. So being patient here. Okay, so that's invalid. That's what you're seeing there. It's just that price level is going higher. So still 5 minute open, 5 minute close is very strong. There's no signs of weakness here as of right now. So we really want to focus, like I said, on this 5 minute signal here and to frame something off that area. So 546.75, 546.75. Take profits are in the 400s. Okay. So right now we don't have anything yet. I'm just gonna be impatient here. That indecision candle for the 9:30 to 9:35 close was terrible. So we'll see what we get. I like how it's starting to break down here. Going into the last 15 minutes of 9 here. So still waiting on dollar to possibly make a higher low in that 110s, 104, 110s, 104, 120s, or if it's gonna go ahead and just swipe those 104 lows. But I like this right here, I really will say. And putting the risk at the top. This could be a nice area. So I'd really like to see some 5 minute confo though. And I could be taking that 1 minute setup right there, but I've already experienced a loss on the trades. I kind of want to see a little bit more of my location here. That risk is going up quite a bit though. Now that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. So when price pulls back up, like say price can close below this 528, then we can play that top and then we can break down the trade. Getting back to 450s would even be fire. So we're just gonna be patient here. See what we get. DXY falling dramatically from 104.50 down to 104.30 right now. So, like I said, if we can just slip those lows, we may keep going, but I think once we slip them, we're gonna have a reaction here that kind of pulls back our futures markets. So that's a good area starting to kind of build up, and that 15-minute location being at the 50%. So this is more what I like to see. So let's watch how these candles close, see what we get. It's crazy. Okay, so price is right in that 50% of the 15-minute last up candle. It's closing below the 5 minute now. So if this candle can close this 5 minute and then any pushes back up, I probably would attempt if we get the 5 minute to close lower than 19,530s. Okay, because it makes more sense to me in that situation to do that. and the top is 46, so like 36 would be really good. A good area, I would think. Wherever that open is that 5-minute candle is going to be the area I want to strike. So you want to know the open. The open is 528. If you can get 530s, that'd be even better. Not gonna chase it though here. I want it to pull back up in my favor, but you got to take action when it pulls back into the 19,530s for sure here. They fill that imbalance at 19.5 first, and I won't take the trade because that's the area I'm actually targeting. So I really don't want to see them do that, but damn, that might be that little area that I was looking for. 15 minutes starting to frame up really nice. So let's get this 5-minute close, and I think anything that if it does pull back up, we'll attempt to grab. We're not going to risk this much, so we definitely want it back into the 530s, I would say. So there's that close. And so we're still in good 15-minute location, but we want that 5-minute to come up, I would say at least to this up candle, like 530s. I would really like that. ES is looking pretty good on that 15 too to probably break down. And so we need price to be doing its thing here. So like I said, I'd like it to pop up into that 530s. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that would be like the area, or at least 50% of this. So like I said, it still would be the 530s. Could take a smaller order, right, with one contract. So it could look like something like this, right? But I don't want to do that. I'd rather just wait for this. And I'm gonna hit that 530 button. Yeah, so 530s would be great for me. So I'm wanting that 530s. So anything above 530s in that tap of this open would be great. I like 26s as well. It just depends on how we react with the levels. I want to get the most if I can of this 5-minute area possibly, because if it's not the right area. So I think we're gonna settle for the 26s here soon. Let's see how this 5-minute closes. I like this area. So I'm going to take that area. Now, I did a little bit of impulsiveness there that was falling. I needed to take it when the expected value was going up and when it was in alignment here. But, what I'm looking for is price to slip right below this area down into here. So didn't want to miss the move either, trying to be so, critiquey. But I was looking for, that price off of here. I've also taken it on other accounts, but I was looking for the price right off of that down this last candle here, and to get it in the open of that candle. So now if we can, break down from 519s down to 400 really quickly, which it looks like it could, then that's going to be a really good day plus our loss. So I like this area to fall. And then this is like our area of like where we want to be out of there for sure. If it goes lower, it goes lower. I have another account playing that, but for this exact account, I want to manage it like this. So the target areas we can, start to trail this risk already. I would say is if we break 5-minute structure like technicals or break out of this area, I'm going to cover half this position. So go ahead and put a buy stop like pretty much trade. My computer's starting to load slow, so I know things are going better too. A buy stop in that area. All right, and you do one. So right now we're still watching the price. We don't want to put it there right now. But we do want to once it breaks that 5-minute, if it can break 5-minute structure here fairly quickly. So I like this area, but I'm also going to be susceptible to less risk. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'll always add into the trade if I needed to, but I don't want to just continue to get like top ticked higher. Okay. And so I do, like I said, I do like it. But I wanted to, respect and continue to go here if it's going to do it. So that's my other TP area, basically the 19350s. Um, so we'll see if it works out here, what they end up wanting to do. But like I said, that's why I covered some of the position just in case, because I've already taken experienced a loss on the trade. So, they could go long one more time. I'm not sure, but that's why I'm, breaking it into two pieces here. So that 5-minute, you got a 1 15-minute close is good, but you want to see a little bit more. We're not seeing that right now. So prices, still showing kind of a bit of signs of strength right there. We shall see. So there's half of that position knocked off. So wow, it didn't change my average either. So we'll see. If this 15-minute can hold, it's already made the lower low and attacking that 19.5. But if it goes higher one more time, then it goes higher one more time. And that'll be it for today. It's not looking so good on that 5 and 15 though. No signs of weakness still really. There's a push away, but it wasn't really like a sign of weakness. So hopefully that was, grabbing just some of those people that put their wrists there, and we can find some weakness down. Looking at Nvidia. It's kind of printing the same way on the 15, so if it falls in our favor, great. And we don't have 2 orders on the board anymore, so I'm gonna cancel one of these. I like this area doing what it's doing, so let's see what we get on this 15. And so me personally, let's see, 519s, 319, so that's 2. So my target areas here is where I want to be out of here today, somewhere like right in here. So if it does start to break down, I want to carry it down to those levels potentially. So we'll see. I kind of want to factor into this, right? Putting my stop loss at this high here, 531s. 531s, take profit would be 300s. Okay. And so like now it looks pretty good to do something like this. Oh shit, the 1 minute, it's gonna mess up my average. But so what I want now is just the stop loss to be right here on the top of this area. And then I have my stop at the high. Now I have a limit that I want it to take as soon as price takes this low. So I gotta think about that. And then I want about 320 level for the other one potential. Now that I have 2 contracts back on the board. So if it goes and slips my price up there, so be it, but if it topples over here, then I like the price to fall down to these areas where I can have a still profitable day. I think if we can fall there, we can start to cover these positions as we get down to point of interest, right? Protect yourself at point of interest if we get there. Nice. So give me 1 second really quick. I'm just logging out of there really fast. Okay. Okay, so we're in good position. I think here now is if now price can play in our favor, then go close below 19 450. I'll cover this position, some of the lowest part of it for sure. I like the 15-minute location. I like the 5-minute location. So I think we may end up getting a little something out of this. So we're coming in on that 15-minute close, which I'd like to see, push down to 19,450 between now and like 10 a.m. So I like the pushes here. I think we're gonna get some pretty good here. So we break past, I'd say the 5 minute level. I'm a better buyer than I am seller, right? If we break past that level, then I'm gonna cover that position because I have experienced a loss already. So I do kind of want to cover that. Good close, lower low right there for 55 and below 19,500. So that's a good sign to me personally at that whole level. And so what we're gonna do is make this a key level now because if it closes back above too many more times, it's going higher. All right, so we really want this level to work in our favor potentially to keep projecting. And we want this 5 minute to break and this 15 minutes to just get weak. So let's see what they give us. So they're closing back above that level, which is interesting. Watching the 5 and 15 though is key here. I think we're positioned pretty well with our risk, so I just got to wait it out. So if this 15 minute can get weak, that'd be great. And we push down to like 400s. That'd put us up quite a bit for the day. So probably trail my buy stop. Price capitulating down. Just wanted to be aggressive after all that buying. So 5 minute candle, we want to see technicals, right? We want to see technically it close lower, start attacking that intraday range right here from New York to the highs. So that would be a really good push resistance support area, like 19,450s area. So I think we're looking good if we can just hold out and manage. Having Nvidia look the same on the 15, so that's pretty good. Nvidia looks very similar on the 15, which I think it can push back to that 123.50 New York Open area, 123 area. So if we can get back there at the same time as we are Nvidia, I think we're gonna have a pretty good trade on our hands here with our entry being 513s. I mean, if we get down to 413s, we're gonna be up a good amount compared to even what we lost to start. So this 5 minute close, we'd like to see it close below 19.5. That'd be, pretty good sign for me. And that 15 minute closing below that would be good. Otherwise, they could just hold this structure right here and rally this thing even higher again. But we'll see. And this 1 hour is getting to close as well. So, I personally would like to see price start attacking below 19.5, but it's not really looking like that right now. But If that could close like that, that would be a probably better sign that we'll go to potentially 19,400. So that closed above the whole level, which isn't good. There's an indecision close for the 15 and the 1 hour closed bullish above. So that's, like I said, unless we can push down the 450s quickly and I can cover this position halfway, then I'm just going to have to accept the probabilities of what happens. YM looking pretty weak from that 39 level. And 5450 ES was rejected, but we're starting to kind of hold. So I would say between now and 10:15, if we're not pushing below 19,500, then the likelihood of us going higher could be a lot better. Just because of the 1 hour close it was another higher open, higher close candle, leaving a wick at the high. So this is one of those patient moments. I like ES how it looks on the 15-minute, showing weakness. So I want to see them attack New York open price basically. And then YM's just been bearish ever since the open of New York. So So that 5 minute is holding structure, hasn't broken down yet. So, you know, that 15-minute close is going to be key to me. I think we can get down to those levels we usually look to, but that 20 levels, 19,420s, but the price is just holding the 19.5 right now. So any more 5 minute closures above there, and they'll run into 550s or 600s today or more. They're not showing the signs that we want to see right now on the 15. I'd want to see the price closing right. That they made lower low, lower high, lower low. I'd want to see this start to break down now, right? Because if like I said, I'm a better buyer, this would be like price accumulating the pop. So if it doesn't do that thing here soon and goes higher first, I'll probably be done. But I do like the price action on how it looks currently. If we could just get below the 480s, 470s. That 5 minutes not looking good to go lower to me, just being honest. So that's kind of frustrating, I will say. Um, I like the 5 minute lower low, lower high, lower low, but like I said, if it keeps closing like that, that's just not, what we want to see. So like I said, if we can slip this price though, I would love to cover the position. Like if we can slip below, but we're just not doing that.
like reversal, and then just never happened again.
So that's not, to me, I'd like to see price closing below the level, which is right now, unless this 5 minute candle in 1 minute rejects nicely right where we're at, they could go slip the highs. Because this 15 minute candle, only 3 candles make up the 15 minute candle, and the 2 of them are strong as of right now above the level, which is not personally the sign that you'd want to see. And then you have ES kind of showing a little bit of strength as well still from that 445 level. So it's like if these 15 minutes don't get weak, then they're gonna go higher, and then I'll be done for the day because I don't want to keep playing with them. Nvidia kind of showing that 15 minute mitigation 126. So maybe we're gonna push back down to the 123s there, but it's just not looking that part. I think if price can even dip below, what do I have a short on? If price can dip below, I'm going to reduce my risk down. Instead of having 2 contracts on, I'm going to reduce down to one. But I really want to watch the 5 minute close because I've already got my risk in the areas that I like. So um, I'm really trying to watch that 5 minute 15. So if it goes back below, let's see here. I'm going to reduce my risk down because the reason being is because I could add into this trade better if I wanted to, and that would probably work out better for me with the loss that I've experienced. So if price was to continue to rally here, I don't want to experience that full loss. That's not what I want to do today. And then they gave my entry 508 now. Wow. Wow. So yeah, I gotta focus here on this because I thought the way I entered it would slip up a little bit higher, which it slipped lower. So I guess maybe how I took the order, we'll see. But that'll be my last area that I'm attempting is here. And it's still FOMC day, so there's so much stuff that they could do. But for the stream purposes here around like 10:20, if we're in favor, great. We'll manage it and I'll explain what I'm gonna do. If we're not in favor, I'm gonna do the same thing. But I'm probably gonna walk away here soon until like noon, until around FOMC, and then just have that 320 levels targeted with my stop loss set in place. Because I feel better about reducing that risk down with the 2 contracts here with the experience and the loss earlier. So if this was to lose, I'll be okay. It's not a big deal. Mhm. The price ever since it came down to that 19.5 and hit this last down candle has not shown any signs of weakness since. All right, so after the 15-minute engulfing signal, we're looking for that price to do that, but we're gonna have to watch this. Like I said, I'm a better buyer, so they may want to slip internal. They may want to just go higher. Who knows, right? But they've been so bullish that it's almost incredible right now. Yeah, that's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, especially with after that 15-minute close. I mean, just a difficult candle. If they go take 19,550, they're just, I mean, they're not going to stop until close to lunchtime. The 10-10, the last two candles have closed bullish above 19.5. So, your 15-minute candle is looking like it's probably going to close stronger or higher, right? So unless we get that rejection right here, from that 19,520 levels, then the likelihood of them doing what we want is a lot less. But if we can get that break lower than 19,480s here on that 5 minute, that's going to look really good. And I'm going to go ahead and move this to 305s. I like 305s because that's what I'm going to wait for. If it does work out, right? And the 15 does become what we think. And this does topple over, that'd be great. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So we'll see. How these rest. I really like this level still. It makes me want to add a contract, but I know better. And I have this on other accounts too, so it's okay. But it makes me want to add another one on here and then place the risk on this 15-minute wick high right here. So like entering here, putting your stop right here, if that makes sense. Okay. But for today, what I'm gonna do is probably manage this just because I did experience a loss to start. So we shall see what they present us with here. I like ES, how it's breaking down. Just want to show that for the video purposes too. really breaking down nicely, right? It's already showing the signs, and then we have YM already breaking. So hopefully YM is that leader since we have shorts on the board. And that was the 10:15 close. So it did close bullish above that whole level, which isn't a good sign. But between now and that 10:30, that mark time, if price could fall down, great. And if it can't, great. But if we do start to move in our favor, we shall see. But I really like that 305 level today, or at least price getting below this level here, which this wick. Okay, so like that, let's do this color here. This color here. Okay, looks good. Okay, so now we're in there and we're rocking. Let's see. So NQ is holding that 500 level too good. That's why I didn't add anything into it. But if we can finally get like technically 5 minute break lower low than the 480s, I think we could start to kind of, maybe get to that 350s over time. But we're still holding when you think about it, right? We're still holding the 5 minute area with no break of structure, unfortunately, right? So we have one 15-minute break of structure, which is great, but we don't have like an actual 5 minute break lower yet. So we'll keep it going to, like I said, around 10:30, unless we're just going sideways still at 10:30. But if we're moving, like maybe we've been stopped out, or maybe we're in favor, almost likely still in the stream, just because I think I'm going to stream a little bit of FOMC today. But as of right now, that price is just playing around on people on smaller time frames, I would say. So you really got to focus on candle closures right now. 1 hours aren't really showing any signs except on ES and YM. So it'd be nice to get at least, like I said, down to 19,450 here. $19.5 is just such a solid level right now. ES not showing any signs of strength. The only one that's showing the strength right now is NQ. So it's just, it's just frustrating kind of, but it is what it is. So nothing but bullishness right now. On that 15-5-1. Unfortunately, that one, and excuse me, that 5 minute area that we looked at is held this whole time. So they're, one candle that came in engulfed, and ever since then they've had trouble ever closing back below 19,500, which is terrible. So I feel like it's just going to rally again almost.
Usually it's a little bit flat. The ideas in the
Quick update on dollar index. Uh, at that 104.30 area. Still haven't gotten to 104, but we'll see what happens in this. Down candle, and holding whole level is not personally the move that I would attempt to see. So having the 15-minute open candle, I thought my price was higher than this, at least in the 20s. Wow. So I may have to cut. I wasn't. Damn, I should have cut that order, to be honest. Because that put my risk at that point. Let's see, 28, 38, 48. It puts me at almost a 30-point risk, which I really don't want to accept that. But it's like, damn, I've already taken the trade. So for some reason, I thought that once I canceled down that order, that from going from 21, I would go up to 31, but it did not happen that way. And price definitely is rallying up. So if this one loses, I'll just lose today. I lost last Wednesday as well. So, and I'll leave it at that. Like, obviously, I'm not going to come in at FOMC and try to and try to do anything crazy. But that is a little frustrating, I will say. And they're probably going to top tick this and then fall. So So we'll just leave it there. We'll see what happens. But um, I've got room for the recording, so I'm gonna leave it. I usually clock out around 11:15 a.m. Central Time Zone, so we still got about an hour. Uh, so if we get stopped out there before that, the stream will end. But if not, then we're gonna continue to wait here. Today's Wednesday. 5 minute, has 2 minutes left, and it's getting ready to close higher high inside that area is terrible. So it's terrible area. Glad I reduced the risk at least. Crazy, dude. And now we have Tesla and Apple just skyrocketing right now. So we're at getting close to the open of that 1 minute candle. We're at the 50% here, and we're definitely well in the area of the 15. So if it doesn't react, it's going to blow through the buy stops because that 19,500 level is just too strong. Just don't see why they won't take the highs at this point, unfortunately. I mean, that's pretty much gone to me. I just don't see if they're gonna do it. I like to hold, I have my predetermined risk for the day, so it's like I'm gonna hold that area, but I mean, Dow is just tripping. So yeah, that 15.5 price is terrible. So I like this location a lot more, right? But I'm having to manage today. But that's the location where you're wanting to see, and then price back into a 5 minute area. So you're basically open 50%, putting your stop at the same spot, counting down. So 46, so counting down 10 points would be 36. Right. So you'd have a 10 point risk here with this 5 minute, 15 minute setup, and then looking for the price to do its thing and make that lower high and drip off. Because like in my eyes, it's like this whole time price is suppressed, but these are stop losses. Right. So buyer liquidity potential, right? It doesn't mean it won't go higher first, but I'd like to see them drip this, fill this expansion at least, and then we could reevaluate. So if we go higher first, then we go higher first. But if we do drip down lower, I could see us definitely dripping at least possibly the 350s potentially. So not too much other than just watching. So if you're watching this, go back and watch the 1.5 version. But I'm just gonna be patient here and be waiting.